Alright guys, we're back with another Dayz tutorial. So in this video I want to show you how to place and use the Better Vendor Machines mod if you're using the expansion market system. Now you can be using the expansion market system in two different ways. You can use the actual expansion bundle, which is basically all the mods in one, or you can actually pick on certain expansion mods. Like, you don't have to use the full expansion system. You might just want to use the market. Now there will be, I'm not going to go over the mods you need for like to use the market, but for this video, just to make it simple, we're going to just be using the Dayz expansion bundle. Now we are on the Dayz editor, or we will be in a minute. This is just the main Dayz launcher. So in your Steam library, if you click on Dayz and click play, it will load up with this. Then the only thing I've done is clicked onto the mods tab, and then we just maximize the screen. Now I'm going to go over the mods that you're going to need, and then obviously we'll show you what to do and then show you what to do server side. Now, you will need CF, you will need dabs. Loot spawn blocks, ignore, that's for something else. That's what I've been doing differently, don't need that. Builder items, I would install that. I'm not too sure if you need it, but just install it. Dayz expansion licensed and Dayz expansion bundle, you're going to need. Now, if you search or if you install Dayz expansion bundle, it will ask you, do you want to load the Dayz expansion license? So just load that. So that way you don't have to load two mods separately. You can just load one mod but load two together, if that makes sense. You will need Better Vendor Machines and the expansion version. There is a non-expansion version, so do make sure you get the right version. You will need Dayz editor, and then you're also going to need, if you're using a modded map, you're going to need the mod for that map. So in my case, we're going to be on the Sarov map. If you're using Chernarus or Livonia, that's a default standard map for Dayz, so you don't need to load any map for that, just if you're using a custom modded map. So just to go over quickly, the only mods you do not need for this case is loot spawn blocks, and in your case, because you're probably going to be different, it's Sarov map, because you probably won't be using that. Everything else you're going to need, and I'm not too sure about builder items, but I think you do. And like I said, even if on your server you're not using the full expansion bundle, you're just using separate mods, just install the expansion bundle on the Dayz editor on this part. Just install it on this part, and then we'll go over the rest server side. Right, once you've got all your required mods, we're going to just click play. Right, I'm going to let this load. Once we've loaded back to the sort of main menu part, we'll show you what to do from there. And I've sort of shown you this multiple times. I've been in the editor before on videos, so most of you will probably know this anyway, but I'll just show you again. Okay, so once it loads, just click open editor, and you've seen me do this before, pretty sure of it. And then you just pick what map you're using. And like I said previously, Enoch or Livonia and Chernarus, you don't need any mods for that because it is a standard and it'll be in this list. For me, I'm using Sarov, and because I've loaded Sarov mod, it is now in this list. But if you're using something in the Morse, Rosto, what else is there? Ulterior, any other mod map, make sure you load that mod for that map, and then it'll be in this list. So we're just going to do Sarov, press select, and we're just going to join. So this for me will take about, I don't know, 15-20 seconds. So I'll let this load, then I'll go and find a place where I want to build, and then I'll come back to you. Well, that was actually quite quick. Might as well not bother cutting anything. So I know where I want to basically show you where I want to build. Just because I know my characters there in the actual server, Krasnopol, and we're going to go to the stadium here. Right, okay. There we go. Right. So, now I'm at the location I want to build. Now, I'm not going to show you how to use the editor. I think I've done that before. There are other videos, but if you want me to show you how to actually bring up this menu on the left here and how you place things, I can do. That'll be in another video. But I am going to search for BVM, because that's what it's going to come under. Now, we don't want the ATMs. We're going to place the ATMs in the actual server. In the editor, we only want to place the vending machines. So we're just going to do, I guess, the better vending machines weapons. So we're just going to, there we go, just pop it down. Now, I'm not going to be I'm going to make sure it's on the ground, of course, because sometimes the interaction point when you get into game, if it's not properly low enough, you don't always get the interaction with some of these vending machines. I think it's Alt. Yeah, there we go. Right, so we are just going to, I guess, place that in game. Like so, and that should be good enough. Right, that'll do. Now, we're just placing the weapons one. If you're doing a drug trader, your medical trader, your clothing trader, place all the relevant vending machines down that you want. Now, once we have done that, we can basically go to... why is it not... Oh, hang on. Right. So, it is Y, just to bring up this little UI thing, this GUI. And then we want to basically go to File, Export, and we want to export to expansion the dot map. And we are going to click. So I've already tried to do this once, and I tried to do it once as traders.map. But if you scroll down, you've got actually two scroll bars. You got this one here with the white bar and this like darker grey bar. So make sure these are all the way to the bottom. And then you should see this file at the bottom. And then you can actually click in here. It'll be empty as default. You can click in here and just and give it a random name. But we're just going to overwrite the one that we already did, traders.map, and we're going to click export. Yeah, we're going to overwrite. Because I've already saved one, it's asking me to overwrite. If you just create a fresh one, of course, it won't ask you to just save it. So we're just going to click OK. Right, once that's done, so once you've got all your stuff done, we can actually exit out the editor. Right, now I'm just going to show you where to find that exported file. Okay, so I've closed out of all the editor and everything. So what I've done is I've opened up my file explorer. I'm on Windows 10. A lot of people I think are using Windows 11 these days, so yours will be probably a little bit different if you are using Windows 11. But open up like your file explorer, go to your documents, then you want to find Dayz, and then you want to find the editor folder. So we're just going to double click on that. Now you need to find the .map file that you've just exported, and I called it traders.map. So that's down the bottom here. I'm going to edit that with Notepad++. So it just open up on my other monitor. Now you can use any sort of notepad, but just open it up. And essentially what you want to do is just copy this. Actually, we can just leave that there open. What I'm going to do is just open this up and pop it to one side. If you're only using one monitor, just minimize it. That's fine. Right, so that's minimized. Now what I'm going to need to do is go to the server side. But before we do that, I want to just bring my Steam over. Now we've gone to the Better Vending Machines expansion, so you're going to need to do this. So on your workshop, go to the Dayz workshop page and search for Better Vending Machines and make sure it's the expansion version. Down below there is a list of all the names, but we've got a list of the types too. Now some of these types, depending on how you name your file, may not work as they're called. So we've did the Better Vending Machines weapons. Now we're going to have to add the weapons type to it, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. But for example, if our JSON file, which I'll briefly show you in a moment as well, if our JSON file isn't called weapons, this weapon tag won't work. If our JSON file was probably called guns, we would probably need to add guns type to it. But yeah, I might even just change it just to show you what I mean. But yeah, look at this, because you're going to need this. You're going to need some of these weapon types. And then we've, sorry guys, we've got the ATMs below. We've got a little setup and stuff. But essentially, if you're watching this video, you don't need that. Right. Also, If I bring my internet over, right, we're on the I guess the GitHub page, and there's a link here to the wiki page. You can go and have a look at stuff. So just this link here, and then we've also got some templates. Now, if we click into templates or template, it doesn't really matter what mission, what map you click on. It's essentially it is the same, but I'm just going to click on Chinaris. And if you click on the expansion, and then we got objects and traders. Now, essentially, what we need is the traders folder. Now, we've got to create this, and I'll show you how. But if we go into it, it's got a list of all the different type of trader dot maps to where they've got their traders as default. If we just click aircrafts below it, and this is essentially what ours is going to look like. Now, ignore this like thing here at the end where it says Gorka helmet complete, Gorka e-jacket, Gorka pants. Ignore that. This is an actual physical NPC. So this is the clothes they're wearing. So of course for a vendor machine they don't wear clothes. So we don't need to add this stuff at the end, which you'll see in a moment. But yeah, I will link this I guess this site in the description box, so go and click it, check it out. That's got some useful information. Right, now let me just quickly log into the control panel I'm using for the server I've got expansion on, and then I'll be right back with you once I'm all sorted out. Okay, so I'm logged in. So in this case I'm using Game Deluxe. Now I do have for myself an actual dedicated server, but I don't use expansion on the servers that's using that box. This is a control panel that me and another friend are setting up, and he chose to use Game Deluxe, so this is actually like his account kind of thing. But if you're using whatever you're using, if you're using Nitrado, it's going to be different. Like the look of it is obviously different. If you're using like GTX, there are some other companies that do have similar kind of like UI. Everything looks the same, right? It might just work slightly differently. So just try and follow along the best you can, but at least I'll show you what you need to do and where you need to go. So in this case, for me, I need to go to File Manager. I need to find my MP missions folder. So it's there. I'm going to double click on it and I'm going to open that up. Then you want to find the mission you're using or the map you're using. So in my case, I'm using Sarov, and it's this mission here, offline.sarov. So I'm going to open that up. Now, I'm presuming at this stage, you've already got expansion and everything installed. That's why you come into this video to watch how to do this. If not, if you're watching this ahead of time and you want to know what to do beforehand. So basically, on this server, we're using the expansion bundle. So that includes the expansion market and everything else. If you are just wanting to not use the complete expansion and you only want to use expansion market, when you go to the workshop page, I can probably show you actually. If we just search for Dayz expansion market, hang on. It will tell you what other mods you need to actually have. That's experimental. Where is that Dayz expansion market? So if you're just using the market out of it or some other mods and you're not using the bundle, right, you will need to obviously make sure you got CF, Dayz expansion core, and Dayz framework. They're the only mods you need to get expansion market working. Right, and then obviously make sure you got them installed. Right. Let's go back to server side. So providing you've got all that installed, right, inside here, inside your mission, you'll have an expansion folder. Well, you should have. Right, so first of all, if I remember, if we go to settings, I think market settings.json, we need to make sure, sorry, we need to make sure the market system is enabled. So mine is, that's a 1. If it's a 0 like that, change it to a 1. Make sure your ATMs system is enabled too by doing the same. I think that's it. You can change, like for your ATMs, You can change how much you can deposit, how much you start with, etc., etc. Right, but once you've done that, if you have to change anything, make sure you save the file. Right, so that's the first important step, is making sure it's enabled. Right, if we go back, right, so now we're in the mission. So I'm in offline Sarov. So if you're using Chernarus, it'll be Dayz offline, Chernarus Plus, or whatever it's called. You know, so whatever machine you're using. And you should see, you might not see all of these. I've got some of these. I think the missions folders because I'm using the bundle and it's using the mission system. But essentially, you should at least see a Trader Zones folder. This will be kind of default. When you're in the right folder, so your MP missions, your mission, expansion, right? And then it should take you to this location. Now, we're going to need to create another folder. We're going to need to create a folder called Traders. So for me, I can just go up here, select folder. And we're going to call it Traders. Now, make sure it's all lowercase. I don't know if it makes a difference if it's like, if you say capital T or whatever, but just do it lowercase. And then there's going to be no issues. Just like so, we've created a folder called Traders. And we've also got Traders Zone. So essentially, make sure you got Traders folder in the same location, not in the Traders Zone folder, but in the same location as that's in. Right, now, one step I want to just inform you of, it took me pretty much 2 days to kind of figure it out. I was getting frustrated because I've tried to do this before and it wasn't working. Like, I couldn't get the vending machines to show up in the actual server. And I created this folder, but I called it Trader. I missed the S off, and that will screw things up. If you don't call it Traders with the S, this won't work. So I kind of didn't see that mistake for like pretty much a day and a half. But yeah, so make sure you call it Traders. Right, open that folder up that you've just created. And now we want to create another file. So I'm just going to go new file. And it doesn't really matter what we call this. I'm just going to call it trader.map. And it needs to be a .map. Again, lowercase. I'm going to press OK. Right, now we got the .map file. So we call it trader. I would suggest you name it to where it is. So in a certain location on your server, name it to wherever that is, because you're probably going to have multiple traders around the map, right? So I would probably name it to wherever it is so you know what that file is linked to in the actual server. And we're going to open that up. So now we've got a blank file. Now we need to go back to that exported file from the Dayz editor that I've minimized. So here in my Notepad++, and we're going to copy that. Once we've got it copied, we'll go back to our server side and inside the trader.map file we created, and we're going to paste that in. Now, this actual trader.map file, we don't need to call it traders. It doesn't matter. Just the actual folder itself needs to be called traders. Right. Now we've got that in. Now, it's not going to work because we now need to tell this vending machine what type of vending machine it is. So even though it's called weapons, we actually tell it what it is. And if we go back to the workshop page, this is where I shared before. Hang on. Go to the Better Vending Machines workshop page, and you got this list. So we have got, it's called weapons here. Now, so essentially what you would do, and it's got a capital W. So essentially what you would do is after this name, we'd put .weapons. Just like so. And then that would be good to go. Now, we're going to try something. I don't know if this works, but it should do. We're going to call it guns. Just out of test. So this way, if your files are named, if you name your files differently, you can see how this is going to work. So I'm just going to click save. And then we're going to close out of that. Now you see we're not putting nothing at the end because it's an actual vending machine. It's not an NPC, so we don't need to put close on it. But yeah, if you was using actual NPCs, yeah, you can copy in the link. I give you this link in template. We'll just go to it again for you. Chernarus, expansion, traders. Let's just do, I guess, this one, Green Mountain. We got a list of all the different type of ones. So we've got like names of traders, but they've got like the close at the end. And you do need to make sure you put, if I can highlight it, that little line that vertical line. Right. Anyway, server side. Right. We saved that. Okay. Now the actual files. If we go to, I guess it's settings. No. Yeah, settings. I think market. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. What am I doing? Right. Expansion missions. What am I in? Oh, hang on. No, it might be in your profiles. Sorry. Go to your profiles folder. Some of you, it may be called config. Some of you, it may be called SC. But find your profiles folder. Find the expansion mod folder. And then, I believe, mark it. Right. So, this is where we need... So, we need to find the weapons one. And... I've gone past... Oh no, actually, assault rifle. No, this is the different. Yeah, not this one, not market. That's the individual categories inside it. Is it traders? Yeah, yeah, traders. So go to your profiles folder, expansion mod, traders, and we need to find the weapons.json. Now, for a test, we're going to rename this to. What does it say? Guns.json. So let's actually see if this works. Because me and a friend, I was trying to help a friend out, and we was doing one for, I can't remember what it was now. We was doing one, and we was using the, where am I looking? Steam. We was using, I can't remember what it was. I think it was base building. And we was using base building category. Well, there's actually a few. We was using the base building type. It wasn't working. We figured out in the JSON files, the name of them wasn't called base building. I think it was just like called building .json, something like that. So we just changed it to building and it worked. So if some of these aren't working, make sure in this file, whatever the name is, so before the .json, is the name in... Go back to your MP mission folder. Sorry, I know you probably already know, but I just want to be clear. Traders. Make sure the name is there, the dot, and then the name of the JSON file. Okay, so normally the weapons one, you just call it .weapons, because default in the file it is actually called weapons.json. So you can use weapons, but I'm just changing it just to show you this should actually work. So if your files are differently, or if you want to name them differently, you can. Right. Now, yeah, let's go back. Did I actually save what I just changed in here? Traders. Should be guns. Yes, I did. Right, so I'm going to restart the server. That's restarting. And then I'm going to let this do, and I'm going to log in, and I'm going to hopefully show you, not only will the vendor machine be there, but we actually get the interaction of it, and it'll come up with all the different categories of the weapons. And then also, while we're in game, we'll show you how to do the ATMs, and that's so simple. Okay, we just got in. Yep, that's it. Just turn around. And we got the vending machine here. So it's spawned, it's read the file, and it's spawned. Do we get the... We do. If we press F. Take off purchasable. And we got a list of the different categories. I have no idea why they're... Oh, okay. It's because I haven't got enough rep to buy them. So there is a rep system which we can change in the files. I'm not going to go over that. If you're having this issue and you want to know how, I can do a video on that and we'll show. But I don't know why it's like that. By default, this shouldn't be, I guess, a rep thing. It should let you buy some of these. Yeah, not enough for... Okay. Oh, we can buy that one. We just don't have... And you can also do... it also like uses a stock limit, but you can change it so it's unlimited. Right. Okay. But yeah, you can see we've got the categories there. It does work. But like I said, if you're using the weapons vending machine, by default, you would just put dot weapons. You don't actually need to change it to guns unless you want to or something else. But you do need to make sure both names, the type in the traders.map file that we created, where I put dot guns, you need to make sure that is the same as the file, as in the market file or trader file from your profiles folder. Right. Anyway, ATMs, really simple. Make sure you got VPP, admin tools. Bring up the menu for it. Object builder. Create new building set. Give it a name. We'll just call it ATM. Click OK. And then on the left here, let me just exit out of that. I just don't want that menu. Actually, I like to back out a little bit just so I can actually see. Right. Let's go back into object menu. So I'm just in free cam. ATM. Now use the expansion ATM, not the normal one. It doesn't matter if you use the expansion or the coloured ones. I guess we'll just, because this is red, we'll use a red expansion. We're going to double click on. Oh, hang on. Did I not actually save? Right, object builder. Create new building set. I didn't actually save it. Okay. Duplicate. Why is it duplicate name? It's not even there. Right, two. Oh, I've got my kid screaming downstairs. Right, create new building set. Right, I guess let's just call it ATM2. Okay, right, now it's there. Right, if we click on the box there and click yes, and then we're going to double click on that and it spawns the ATM. Like I said, make sure it's the expansion one, and then I'm not going to worry too much where this is, but we're just going to drag it down. Just give me a second, guys. Right, okay, I'm back. Sorry, just kids screaming. I apologise. Right, so once we go down, we're going to click Save Edits. I'm going to click out this. Let's go out of free cam. And now, this is the actual live server. You know, this isn't editor or nothing. This is the actual server. We're running around. We place the ATM. Go up to it, and we got the option to use. And there we go. We can withdraw, deposit money. Like, we start, well, I need to change it, but I just changed it to 500. So we start with 500. You know, max I can deposit like what, 2 mil or 200,000, whatever that is. But yeah, you can go in the settings and obviously change that. But that's how that works. So the ATM you can just place in game. So if I want to place another ATM in a different location, just go and do the same thing. You can, if you want to, an object builder, place, even if it's in a different location, place the other ATM in this ATM file that we just created. But, well, any crash. But I would suggest make separate bills and sets for each location, and I'd probably name them to the location they're in, just so you know where it all is. Oh, airdrop, it's not any crash. Okay, but yeah, that's it. And like I said, these, when you're in the editor, place all of them. We just placed one just for the purpose of the tutorial. But that's how you do it. Anyway, until next time, guys, have fun and peace out. If you do need to know more certain thing, what to do, come join Discord. And I wouldn't do it in the comment section of YouTube. Just come join Discord, create a ticket, or message me, and I can try and help you out. Some things aren't always worth making a video for. But yeah, if I think it's something is making a video for, I can do. But yeah, the thing I might do is I might do a video showing you how to do the reputation. Because actually, if I'm going to be honest, I actually do not know at the minute. That's the first time I knew there was a reputation system, but it's the first time I've actually experienced it. Because normally by default, it lets you buy everything. Normally you've got to set that up. So I don't know why it is set up now. So yeah, I'll have a fiddle with that. But if you do want to know that, I can make a video once I know what I'm doing. Anyway, until next time, have fun and peace out.